Hey, Radical fans, another episode of Let's Talk Bowling. We have myself, Phil, here, and
I'm Andrew.
Today we're going to talk a little bit about the controversy of whether you should use a polyester ball to shoot your spares, a resin ball, a urethane ball, change your hand position, flatten it out. So, we'll discuss all of the aspects of that, those options to the bowler.
Yeah, and as you already stated, you have so many options to it, right?
Unbelievable.
I mean, the simple answer for me is use the spare ball. If you
Right.
can, you go out, you buy all these high-end bowling balls because they hook. They make all this motion. You have a corner pin where you don't want much motion.
Right.
What should you do? Use a
Yeah.
ball that doesn't have much motion,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And so that is my simple answer, but there are some pros and cons to it, right? Like when it comes to throwing a reactive ball at your spares, it does teach you to keep your hand underneath it.
Absolutely.
Keep it very flat.
Right.
Use the right part of your hand to throw it over there.
Sure.
Because what is the league bowler's common misconception? They try to help the ball,
Try
right?
to help the ball, right.
They turn their hand down.
Yep.
Good luck shooting at a 10 pin across
Yeah.
the lane with a reactive ball if
Yeah.
you turn your hand down.
Yeah, and one of the advantages of flattening your hand out is you learn a new release. You
Yeah.
can add that to your repertoire.
Yeah.
The most league bowlers have one release because it's their ability.
You go bowl your league.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
get it. You go
yeah.
bowl your 3 games of league, 6 games of league at the same bowling center probably.
right.
You know the pattern so well.
Yep.
We get that. You use your release because you matched up to it. However, spares, they say spares are for the dough. What is that saying? How does that go?
You strike for show and you spare for the dough.
Exactly, and that
Yeah.
is still to be
Yeah,
said in
yeah,
league. How
yeah.
many times has somebody been close to shooting 600 or 700,
Right.
missed by 22
Right,
pins? They're
right.
like, well, if I struck in the 10th,
Sure.
well, hey, if you would have spared the 4 pin in the 3rd,
That's it.
you know,
right,
or the 10
exactly.
pin in the 3rd frame.
Yeah, we have 7 strikes and shoot 2-0.
Right.
And you can't figure out how that happened.
Spares
so,
are so
you got to make
important.
them. You got to make the spares. And the problem that most bowlers run into is they don't know when to use their strike ball or their stronger ball versus when to use plastic ball.
Yep.
Definitely at the corner pins.
Right.
A lot of times they have a hard time converting multiple pin spares.
Yep.
Especially double wood with a spare ball.
That is tough. You probably will want to hook at those. Anything with a
Correct.
sleeper, you're probably going to want to hook at.
Right.
But we're talking about the 3-6-10, the 3-10, the 10 pin
Yeah.
for right-handers, the 6-10, and then the 4-7, 4 pin, all those pesky left side for
Sure,
left-handers.
sure.
You should probably look at really getting good at flattening your wrist or get a polyester ball.
Yeah.
Or even a weaker urethane.
And you have people
Urethane
say
should work.
constantly, well, I only throw my strike ball, I flatten my hand out. And if that works for you, that's fine.
Right.
But, you made mention before about you tend to want to throw it a little harder if
Yeah.
it's a resin ball. And now your timing gets a little out of whack.
Yeah, so
yeah.
how people don't put into perspective how many spare shots they throw, right?
Right.
Like over a league night, if you're averaging 230, you're still shooting at 9 to 10 spares.
Correct.
In those 9 to 10 spares, if you're trying to throw your reactive up the back, you're going to naturally throw it harder. You're going to think the ball might want to hook.
Well, you
you're
have
going
to.
you're going
Right.
to throw it harder.
Right.
And
Right.
what is that going to do to your next shot?
Sure.
It's
Sure.
hard to go from throwing it 17 miles an hour to 19 and then right back to 17.
I give anything to throw at 17
Your
miles
body
an
doesn't
hour.
like to do that. But what does a plastic ball allow you to do? Throw it your normal way.
Normal speed.
Yeah, and if
yeah.
you're a league bowler bowling 3 games a week, you always want to throw it normally. You don't want to get
Yeah.
yourself out of whack.
Sure.
So I am definitely encouraging people to get a polyester.
Yeah.
One of the mixes that you get is the Spy.
I was just going to say, the Spy, you got to, here's a ball that you can probably add to your bag and use it,
Yep.
as we say, when the lanes are dry, throw the Spy.
Right.
You can actually add that ball to your arsenal and not be saying I have to have this ball I only use once in a while.
Right.
It offers other options.
Yes, it can
Right.
be used quite a bit.
Yeah, yeah.
And there are some extremes. We brought up the idea before the video about what happens if you're bowling on a 30-foot pattern.
Right.
Your reactive ball is going to hook the whole lane.
The whole lane, exactly.
So you're already throwing urethane for a strike shot for majority of people.
Right.
On those types of patterns, your urethane is going to hook too much at
Sure
the
it
spares.
is. Sure it is. And the
So-
other thing is, too, and I always tell people this, I sort of preach it a lot more, is when you throw a plastic ball, polyester ball, you can use your same release
Yep,
and not have to worry about flattening the ball out.
exactly.
And then you just get more shots for the day throwing the ball the same.
Yep.
Yeah. So again, that's a topic that was written in, and we sort of beat that one pretty good, didn't we?
Yeah, I mean,
It's good.
I think that do what you're comfortable with, right?
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
that's the best way to describe
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
However, if you feel as if your spare game's getting a little rough,
Yeah.
and you're not throwing a plastic ball yet, I promise you, go practice with the plastic ball a couple games,
Yeah.
shooting at spares, and your spare percentage will
Yeah,
go
if you
up.
miss 2 10 pins a set, 22 pins,
Yeah, and
620
over a
became
whole
640.
year, we're talking about
Yeah, add that up.
a lot of pins.
Right, exactly. Let us know what you think about this and send us some more notes, and we'll try to pick that topic up next time.